anyone that knows us knows that we are a gigantic pack of assholes.
Hey, listen, you gotta be sometimes, bro. Fuck yeah. Alright, this is Jackie, interviewing No Más in New Jersey, Montclair. What the fuck going on? How we doing? First of all, how we doing?
We good.
Hell yeah. Alright, well, I have a couple questions for you dudes. Starting by, in short words, could you tell me what inspired the album?
Well, I guess I'll take a turn in that. So originally the album was being written about sacraments and like being baptized and, you know, just going into detail and switching it up. But we wrote the album like in the middle of the pandemic. So once everything started coming, you know, really hard with all of that, it changed our direction and we started writing about what we were going through at the time.
For me personally, I wanted to make this one right. Like, I wanted to combine all of the elements that influence all four of us as people and, you know, get them on a record that's extremely, like, just a fully realized, concise record. So that was my goal.
So I feel like when bands are usually initiated, lots of people think like, yo, wouldn't it be awesome if we started a band that sounded like this? So let's make some stuff that sounds like this, and you start doing that. But eventually, like after you write more and more, your own unique personal styles come out. You know, we just kind of evolved into ourselves from what we were trying to do, and it turned into all of our influences uninhibited, just coming together pretty much.
This album is an amalgamation of like all our hard work into one, and throughout the writing process I feel like even our direction with the album changed, and that's why it's kind of all over the place.
Basically, No Más became the No Más that it is.
We found our sound.
In a way, the record started kind of writing itself after we were like 5 songs in. Like, I would come in with a bunch of riffs, or like there was like a song that Henry had like the half of the song structured on just drums, and I had to fill the riffs in and stuff. So it was kind of like it just started coming out how it did. Like, it got to a point where we weren't even citing other bands as influences. Like, we were just letting it come out of us, and, you know, just the shit that we listen to and the stuff that we like. And that's,
I think I could hear that particularly from this album, which is great. Hell yeah. Aside from that, lyric-wise, what inspires the lyric? And one particular question for you. What inspired Rabia? Knowing you so personally, I know you as this fucking sweet, happy-ass dude, and Rabia just sounds like in your fucking face trying to, like, beat the shit out of you type of shit. What inspired that, and just lyrics overall? I don't know if you're all involved in lyricism or if it's just you. I want to know a little bit more about that.
So, Rabia, I had always the idea of writing a song like named Rabia. It's just the title alone is, God, if you know Spanish and you hear that,
if you're a gringo, it means rage.
Yeah. It can also mean rabies, but it is both. And so if you know Spanish and you hear that, it immediately, I promise you, it gets you pumped before you even hear the song. So I was like, this song just has to be brutal. And that song, it's just rage. I'm literally coming at everybody. I'm coming at like the system, the man. I'm just talking my shit.
I could hear that. Personally, I could fucking hear that.
That's one thing that for sure No Más definitely always does and will always do. We put ourselves into, like, all our music is very personal. If I'm going through a breakup, y'all gonna hear about it in my music. If I lost a significant person, like, you know, to the heavens, y'all gonna hear about that shit in my music. Like, all of us. And personally, well, I shouldn't even say personally, we all inspire each other is what I'm trying to say. But when I feel like a lack of something, I ask my band, how are you, right? And I listen to what they say, and I incorporate their experiences through my writing into our music. Like, some of our songs is shit they went through. They probably don't even know I wrote about their shit. I just put myself in their shoes and wrote about them. But like, it's all reflecting us.
Which is a good way to, kind of make an album special.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There's times we're on stage. There's some personal songs I will go into it now, but I'll be crying on stage, but you can't tell because I'm sweating. And some of that shit is like cuts hella deep.
I think that's something that I could tell from you guys too. You're passionate. Yeah. You could feel that shit. You know what I mean? What is your writing process like? You guys.
What is our writing process like? Yeah, I guess it's a lot of. I guess I can hold this. It's a lot of John writing the riffs. Henry arranging the riffs at times. Roger writing the lyrics and the vocal patterns.
Up until this album, it's mostly been hashing out parts just like on the spot, like in the practice room. But this album has been much more so precognitive and just like bringing in riffs and arrangements. Like he brought in a bunch of stuff that he wrote at home, like humming in the phone, and like and bringing it in to me, and like me putting my own sauce on that and all that. I really hope to in the future bring back more of the organic element, like just all doing it all together.
I was so fucking bored that like all I could do was sit at my house and like write riffs, and I definitely was like very charged to get this album done. But I hope that on the next record it goes back to kind of how we did Raised Mall, where it was just all of us in the room starting from scratch at the same time.
Finally, 2 questions. Who mastered, recorded this album? Because it sounds fucking great. And what are you guys most excited for coming up?
So Taylor Young recorded it.
Taylor Young, who's also our manager, our secret 5th member, basically, he produced the record. He's literally because anyone that knows us knows that we are a gigantic pack of assholes.
Listen, you gotta be sometimes, bro.
So he's definitely the adult that gets us through everything. But he recorded and produced the record and mixed it. And then Nick over at Towson Mastering mastered it, and it sounds really great.
Loud as shit.
Beautiful. It is, bro. It's great. Finally, come on, guys. What are you guys most excited for? Be honest.
Touring. I want to go
What
to
tour?
Japan.
Oh,
Get me to Japan.
Oh, shit. Wait, for real?
Yeah, touring.
Oh, no, wait, I'm just hopeful. I'm being hopeful.
Oh, okay.
We got some things to do before we get to Japan, but
For sure.
yeah, touring.
What's the word? Manifest. There you go.
manifest.
Shit, that took me a minute.
Manifesting.
Manifest that bitch.
Positivity in the future.
PMA, baby. PMA. DC.
Fuck yeah.
PG. PG County. PG County, for real. Now you know.
Well, this is Noman. Thank you guys for your time so much. Now, let's get fucking drunk. Let's go.
Cheers.
Salud.
Okay, guys. Cheers, yeah.
Hey.